Book Series presents Raw Romance Readers and Writers Experience. Save the date, October 28th and 29th, 2022. Brown Book Series presents Raw Romance Readers and Writers Experience, October 28th and 29th, 2022 at the Westin Old Town, Alexandria, featuring some of your favorite romance authors: Brenda Jackson, Beverly Jenkins, Iris Boland, Deborah Fletcher Mello, and so much more. The Raw Experience will include book signings, meet and greet, photo ops, vendors, shopping, surprise celebrity guests, and live performances. Registration is wide open at brownbookseries.com. Save the date, October 28th and 29th, 2022. Brown Book Series presents Raw Experience.
Open up your brown book, baby. It's for you, it's for us. The fantasies, no one can judge us, no one can judge us. This is for us. Open up your brown book, baby. It's for you.
Hey y'all, hey, it's your girl Shay Baby, and welcome to the Brown Book Series. Tonight, I have such a sweet lady here. I'm talking about, she's so sweet. She writes sweet romance. She got a sweet spirit. She's just awesome. So I'm gonna try not to cuss too much. I'm only gonna say like the small letter cuss words. I'm not gonna do the big one there. I'm trying to be good and stuff so she tell Jesus how good I am. Anyway, bring it to the stage, you guys. First of all, get your friends. Go tell everybody we're here. Brown Book Series is on. Hurry up. Y'all ready? Y'all go get them. Okay, y'all got it. Oh, okay, cool. Y'all got it. Okay, cool. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, bring it to the stage. Award-winning author, Miss Piper Huguley. Hi, Piper.
Hello, Shay. How you doing?
Listen, I'm from the South, and I know what your last name, man, is that extra you in there.
You know what happened? Because my family originally is from South, because there is a Huguley, Alabama, just across the border. Yes, that's where the plantation was, girl. Just across the border from Georgia. Yes. And so then when my grandparents went up to Pittsburgh and had my father and whatnot, that's when the probably extra you came in there.
Oh, okay then. He fancy, huh? Okay.
That's probably what happened.
He fancy, huh? Okay.
But yeah, my family's from Alabama, so.
What part of Alabama?
It's Huguley. It's Chambers County. It's right there on the border. When you drive down 85 and you cross the border, you're going to cross in Chambers County where Lafayette is, Valley.
I know what that is. I know. Yep.
That's where Huguley, Alabama is. Podunk, but that's where the plantation was.
Oh my God. I am so excited. Piper. I'm so happy you're here today.
I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
You are so welcome. I had a list of everyone I wanted to talk to. And you was on my list last year, but girl, it's a lot. Be a lot. I'd be like,
last year was a lot. And I didn't have anything else, so this worked out better.
Well, it don't matter. Authors that I like, I don't give a damn what they got. It would help if they had something out, so we can both benefit each other. But sometimes I might just be like, hey, what you doing over there?
I'm like trying to get something out because of this terrible year.
It's been a crazy
That's what
year.
I would have said, too.
Girl, it's been a crazy year, but thank God we here. We made it.
That's right. We came through it. So, Piper, besides the literary world, could you tell us a little bit about Miss Piper Huguley? What's the day in the life of Piper? I'm a professor, girl, and things out here in the college world is a whole nother thing.
Only imagine.
Yeah, the children is they're shell shocked. I don't know what to say. Trying to get them to, be in college and all of this. And because the first thing you want to do in college is rub up against somebody else.
Yes, in college, in high school.
Yeah, but college is because then your parents ain't there looking at you. So the first weekend, they all come out in a line and go right to each other's campuses, places, whatever, to find that person they gonna rub up against, and they're not, about their work or nothing. It's like the work is like not even tertiary; it's further down the list than that.
You know what?
And we're trying not to get the COVID being in the classroom with these children, and
So you're virtual. Your classes are on.
it started out in person, then it switched to virtual for like 4 weeks, and then it came back to virtual. And so these children are confused.
That would
right
confuse
now.
me too.
Yeah. So I'm being gracious. I'm being kind. Just give me something to grade. Just give me something, please. Don't get it, because there's people not doing anything. That's what I'm saying. It's like I've been kind with the deadlines, everything, girl. So today, because I'm trying to tell them it's really only 5 weeks to like Thanksgiving, and
Yeah.
once Thanksgiving happens, it's over. Because we're not coming back after that. Because I don't know where they've been, girl.
That is true. Oh my gosh. So wait, how long have you been a professor? And what class though?
Girl,
Go.
I teach the first year composition class, girl.
Oh.
Yes, that's me.
Oh.
I teach literature. I teach world literature. I teach African American literature. And yeah, so
How
time to
long
get
have you
these
been doing that?
girl half my life. I feel like what was it like 20 plus years? Let's leave it at that.
I was about to say like half your life. You ain't listening. You ain't even that old.
We just
So,
gonna leave it.
we're
Yeah.
gonna be like that.
Yeah, right. I was in the cradle. Now my grandmother did call me professor when I was little, which is funny. It's like, talk about your southern wisdom and stuff. She manifested it for me. She would call me professor when I
Let
was
me tell you something. I always said that them ladies in the South, they knew what the hell was going on. They
Yep.
knew what was going on. I absolutely love it. And speaking of knowing what's going on, Piper, it brings us to the first segment here at the Brown Book series called Name That Book.
Okay.
Where we give you a synopsis, a character, your main character though, because you have a lot of series. So, character of the main book, a synopsis, a passage, something related to that book. You have to name that book.
Okay.
You ready?
I'll do my best.
Woo! Put my glasses on so she can see, honey. She can't see. Okay. Here we go. You ready? All right. Name that book. This one easy. First up, character, Champion Bates.
Yes, honey. That is a champion's heart.
A champion's heart. Born to win men. Why that born to win men, girl? I'm a parent. What does that mean? Why? Who? Where?
All right now. As my mother said, I'm not gonna wax professorial on you, Shay, but you know how we do when we name our children. We name our children so that the white folk can have the respect in their mouths for them.
Yep.
So very much like a most recent iteration of this is Beyonce. Her son is named Her.
Yeah. Yep.
And Prince and Prince's family, that was a long-standing tradition. Of that, and then Michael Jackson's family, Prince, all of that. So I call those born to win names because that is what we do. Even Lloyd, Earl, all of that. My uncle, my great uncle, my grandfather's brother, his name was King David Huguley.
See, I love it. You gotta respect my name. You're gonna have to call
you gonna put some respect on this child in the world. So Champion is named Champion Jack Bates after Jack Johnson, because the story takes place in 1935 when Jack Johnson had been a big thing when he was born, and that's what his mother named him after.
Absolutely. Okay, cool. That's it. Champion's All right. Next up. See, and I love talking to you too, Piper, because we learn the history along the way.
That's what I do.
Girl, you
That's what I
yeah,
do.
very G.
And even in the classroom.
Exactly. I love
They
talking to
can't
you.
escape it.
I'm telling you, I love talking to you, Beverly, but that's all. It's like it's history along the way. Like those nuggets are just absolutely crazy. Okay, name that book. See if you're gonna get this one. If it be so, our God, whom we serve, is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace, and he will deliver us out of thine own hand. Oh, out of thine hand. You know, we from the southern churches, we put our own O King. And that's Daniel 3:17.
The preacher's promise.
The preacher's promise.
Yes. It's the first book in my Home to Milford College series.
Yes.
Yes.
Now that series, first of all, it took place. What year did it take place?
The first one book took place in 1866.
66. And what was the in what part of Georgia?
I made it up, girl. It is close to the coast though. So Milford is there is a waterway there.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering because I was like, now I'm from Georgia. Now let me see, because everything is so historical with you.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Is this a real place? Let me just ask.
I made it up, made up the college, everything. So.
I love it. Okay, the preacher's promise. All right, next up, name that book. A beautiful woman with secrets comes to Noel to confront a powerful person with the truth, and only 6 days left to save the town.
That's the Swan.
The Swan.
Yes. It was a sort of part of a compilation series I wrote with some other folk. With from the 12 Days of Christmas.
Yes.
So I was the Swan. I'm sure who I picked on the 7th day. It's a passing story where the heroine's coming into town passing for white, and somebody calls her out.
Yes, girl.
Because he was passing too.
He was passing too. Okay. No, I was like, he was passing too, and that was
how else you gonna know, right? He was passing too. So when she's a mail order bride, she's supposed to marry this dude, and he was like, I don't want to marry no black so and so.
Right.
He knew.
Right. Just a mess. I was like, this is crazy. Okay, the Swan, the 7th day. That was cool. So was that wasn't your first time writing a series with other authors, was it?
Yeah, it was. And girl, it was something.
First one? Okay.
Yeah, might be the last time too, cause no, just teasing.
I was just about to ask, how was it?
We all had to get all those details right and dovetailing in, and this is right nearly in the middle. So there's a lot of coming and going on the 7th day of Christmas and whatnot. So, woo, child, it was something. And then I couldn't tell those authors, they didn't understand the whole aspect of passing. Black people understand that, right? So whenever they would write about my character in their books, they'd do her exotic looks. No, they don't know. They don't know, dear. They don't know, baby. They don't know that she's black. You can't be writing about her exotic looks in your book.
They didn't read your book yet. They didn't
I'm like, that's not how any of this works.
So
they was also getting educated, girl. But it worked out.
It worked. Barbara said it worked out from now on out. It's gonna be a Papa Huguley present.
I think people can't take that into their minds about somebody passing who is black but passes for white. That shakes them. We know this that this has happened, but on the other side, they don't know nothing about that. It shook them. They were shooken.
Yeah, I'm sure you quickly gathered them together.
Yes, I did.
All right, next up, name that book. This is my favorite. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. In all the ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path.
Believe that's the lawyer's luck.
That is the lawyer's luck.
Yes, a little prequel.
Yes, girl, because tell what series of yours I really like, huh?
Yeah.
The lawyer.
The book I was forced to write because someone said there's no such thing as a college-educated black woman in 1866. said, yes, there is, and here's the story of her parents to prove it. So
Wait, now this wasn't no publishers or nobody who said that, right? It's just a fan who was just upset.
what it ended up being was this heifer was a competitor in a contest. I don't know if you remember how Amazon had the breakthrough author contest, and see, the Preacher's Promise was doing a little too well. It was making cuts and stuff. And what turned out to be a competitor posted a comment trying to hate. What kind of history is this based on? There's no such thing as a college-educated woman in 1866. Well, actually, baby, the first college-educated woman, Mary Jane Patterson, graduated from Oberlin in 1862. So, yes, that is possible. And now I'm going to write a whole novella to explain this woman.
Calm down, sis. Calm down. Calm down, sis. Calm down. We got it. We got it. You won. You won.
She learned that day, honey.
Yeah, baby, and she's still learning. I bet her ass won't say that no more, ma'am. All right. Name that book. His passion for cooking led him to his current project, a documentary and cookbook about authentic Southern food.
That is my first contemporary release, which came out just this past July, called Sweet Tea.
It's your latest release, Sweet Tea, yes. A perfect heartwarming romance.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Piper, tell us a little bit about Sweet Tea. Without giving too much of a spoiler.
Trying to give much more. Well, it is about a big city lawyer who has to go back to her hometown in Georgia, partly because she calls her grandmother on the phone. She hears her grandmother's having a good time with some strange man. She like, Grandma, what's going on? She has got to find out what's going on with her grandmother. It's a documentarian. He's filming a movie and putting her grandmother, who is a very well-known cook at Milford College, and he's putting her in it, and she's afraid that he's trying to steal her recipes. Because she is an intellectual property lawyer, and recipes are intellectual property. Mm-hmm. So she wants to make sure that her Granda, is protected. So she has to go down there and see what this dude is about. And of course, because it's a romance, they fall in love.
Oh, that is so freaking sweet. Now, when I read the book, I was like, I hope this ain't no twist at the end that this boy really is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you thought that he was really stealing or whatever? No.
Yeah, because I was like, because you have so many series that, I was like, okay, I don't know. Piper be tripping sometimes.
Not tripping this time.
That did, right? Because the way it reads, like one little, I ain't gonna tell the whole book, but one little part in there, I was kind of like, I was side-eyeing him a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Documentary. He on some different stuff. He ain't doing this. This is something different. Oh, okay. So now, why the name Sweet Tea?
Well, it has a lot of allusions in the story. So I'll just say one of them. One of the cases that the heroine Althea is investigating has to do with a sweet tea recipe, and sweet tea in the South as iced tea or tea. So she is investigating her case, and the case is between this regional chain of Southern restaurants and a small diner, what's called a Meat and Threes. And whose recipe is it? So more, the whole aspect is, does it belong to this diner chain of restaurants that has many restaurants across the South and they're doing well, or does it belong to this one small restaurant? And there's a connection there between the two, that the woman who runs the small Meat and Threes place is the granddaughter of the woman who was the cook in the home of the person who runs the chain. So whose recipe is it? And that's where that's one of the things that has to do with Sweet Tea is about how she figures out a good solution to this case as she's having to defend, of course, the big chain.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's this book is so cool. And when it says a perfect heartwarming romance, like it really was. It was,
Good.
I was like, oh, this is
Glad
like
you thought that because I didn't come up with that. The publisher did, but
the perfect
yeah, they
heartwarming
put
romance.
that. They put that on there.
Right. They did good this time. They did good.
Oh, good. Okay.
Speaking of publishers, so when did you know that you wanted to become a writer? Like writing was your thing.
Oh, I was been writing on and off ever since I was 12. When I was the summer I was 12, and we moved into a predominantly white neighborhood, and I was afraid they was going to come and put a cross on our lawn.
Oh, damn. Damn.
So I got stayed in the house all summer, and I researched and wrote my first royal romance called The President's Daughter and the King's Wife.
At 12 years old,
It is how old I am, Shay. I ran up my mother's phone bill by researching. And we had just moved into this house. It wasn't no time to be running up no phone bill. I was lucky she ain't smacked me in the next week.
Girl, I'm like, you just got back home from that smack. Like, are you serious?
Like, what are you doing? Running up the bill.
Tripping.
So she was very encouraging.
Yeah, after that. So 12 years old, you wrote your first romance.
Mm-hmm.
Girl, okay, so when you got older and when you decided, okay, you know what, I'm going to make this my profession. When your profession is your professor. Well, like, I'm going to become a published writer, a published author. Like, what stages in life were you then that you really decided I'm going to go ahead on and do this for real? And wait, I'm sorry, two-part question.
Okay.
I'm getting a two-part question, right? And once you decided, what made you go traditional publishing instead of indie?
Well, first of all, my son was 10. And he ran off to play some football, and I was like, okay, well, what now? He don't seem to need me as much as he had previously. So I was like, I better get back to my writing. So that was what because I remember very clearly when I was hugely pregnant with him being at a critique group, and I was doing some writing and stuff, and then he was born, and I had not done anything in them 10 years. Because my world was rocked trying to take care of his behind. So when he ran off, I was like, okay, I can get back to my writing now. And I, did the traditional thing, trying to submit and all this stuff. I had a understanding that there weren't that many people out there who had traditionally published the kind of stuff I was looking to write in terms of historical Christian fiction. And I had to make a decision to publish independently because, girl, there was so many people not interested at all in what I did. I chased an agent clean away from me one time. Nobody. Yes, seriously. She had the cards in her hand, and I was telling her of my idea, and she took them cards and put them back in her purse, and she nearly started running down the street. I ain't seen her to this day.
No, wait. Is it because it was Christian romance?
I think it's because it was historical.
Oh, was it?
Honestly, I do. I think it was because it's historical. So, I've been Agent Poison for a very long time. Nobody cared. I had to put the stuff out independently first. And I've even had people say to me, in terms of looking at my covers and stuff, like, oh, I had never thought of it this way before. And I was like, I don't know why not.
Right. So what? You got me confused. So what genre would it fall? What subgenre would it fall upon? Would it fall upon their historical romance? Or
some people said that I had too many subgenres, and we don't know where to slide you because you have too many. So they would say if it was historical and Christian romance, that was too many. So then I would have to choose one. I was like, these characters are Christian, and this is part of their, belief system. And that's when I was really at the beginning trying to really go into the Christian publishing world, where after some time, I began to understand, oh, they really don't want this.
Yeah,
So
they
let me cross over into another world where they might possibly want it, as opposed to the Christian world where it's like, we really don't want this.
okay. So you came in. Look, so you came in historical,
Yeah.
and then kind of when you got up in there, it manifested to historical Christian. That's cool. Okay. So is there anyone else out there like that now, or is it just
no?
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of hard work. And that whole aspect of the historical is tightened so much to that little time period, to that little place. No, nobody else is doing it. So
that is so. Why you choose? Why I understood why you chose history because because of your background, and I understand why you chose romance because it's romance. And just I'm I'm not gonna put words in your mouth. Why did you choose romance? And why not go strictly just romance? I'm sorry, instead of a new subgenre of Christian romance.
Well, I knew that there wasn't anything there. That's why I said, okay, well, because there's not anything there, this would be a great thing if there were some things there. But then they're always telling you in the book industry, well, usually if there's nothing there, there's a reason for that. And the only reason that I could see was that nobody was writing it. That was the reason. Because if it wasn't for faith, in terms of Black history, there was so many things happened in terms of the Black church and people who believed in the future that they couldn't even see. We are here as a consequence, as a result of all the choices and what the terrible things and whatnot that the ancestors went through. So how could we not write stories that acknowledge that pay tribute to that? That's what I was, trying to bring across early on in terms of what it was that I was trying to do, to say this is something that needs to be acknowledged and appreciated for all of their sacrifices and stuff, especially in terms of in building historically Black colleges and universities. When people tried to beat them down, they still believed in terms of their children and their children's children and all of that getting an education. So I just had a insistence on that's what I was going to write.
That's what you want to write. Okay, so when you became published, and as historical, what was like your first I don't know what feedback maybe I guess when you released the first book, and it's like it's historical, it's Christian, it's romance. How was first of all, what was the reaction of your publishing company? Like, oh Jesus, she doing it, and like of your fans, you know what I'm saying? Did they come crazy with you, or were they like, oh girl, about time?
Well, I did have haters though, because people were like thinking I was trying to do what Miss Bev did.
What was that?
They were like, she can't be Miss Bev. No, I'm just going out 1 star on Amazon talking about he tried to do what Miss Bev did. I'm like, everything I did was on purpose. I chose away from Miss Bev. The only thing that we had in common was these were historicals about Black characters. It's like I chose the time period. I chose to set them at a historically Black college. And then my other series, which is about the Great Migration, which is a 20th century thing. Miss Bev doesn't do the 20th century. My books are more on the sweet side. Miss Bev's historicals are way hot. All of that I chose different, and also that was that particular aspect coming from some people.
A lot of people were just crazy because they're always, if you write historical, some people that I've heard is like, they're trying to be like Miss Bev, and where Miss Bev, I call her Unbev, she is always championing for other authors. You know what I'm saying? She's always like, no, I'm not the only historical writer here.
Right.
Go read Vanessa. Go read Piper. Go read, you know what I'm saying? She's always doing that. So it be blowing me when I'm like,
they didn't care what she said. It was still people was gonna be ignorant like that.
Still
I know. So whatever. So I was like, that's not gonna stop me though. So But
everybody else though, the people who wasn't haters, the ones who didn't,
well, but no, the other aspect of it was the history, and so even now we're going through all this stuff with CRT and stuff. I was dealing with that 5, 6, 7 years ago when I first started publishing. To say, let's stop looking at what they did to us and look at how we persevered and endured. That's my perspective on the history. I'm tired of looking at what they did to us.
Right.
So, but all kinds of people, Black people, everybody else still have a problem with that. And so that's another aspect of it. But with this whole aspect in terms of people talking about critical race theory and all this stuff, it's been a little bit more beneficial and more people were willing to say, oh, okay, I see what you were talking about. But yeah, the struggle was real 5, 6, 7 years ago.
My Lord. It's a mess. All right.
Girl. Yeah.
Well, girl, we gotta get our mind right. It's absolutely crazy. All right, and speaking of getting our minds right, that brings us to another segment here at the Brown Book series called Dirty Minds.
Okay, now let's see.
Yes, girl. I give you dirty clues, and you have to give me the answer of the clean version. Okay. So, what am I? Here we go. I get turned on by men or women in charge. You're finished before I am. I'm the last strap on you'll ever experience. What am I?
Oh my God, I don't even know what to say. I need a clue. Help. Can I phone my friend?
Okay, phone a friend, girl. We'll give you one more. You ready? Okay, here. Let's see one more time. I get turned on by men or women in charge. You're finished before I am. I'm the last strap on you'll ever experience. What am I? This is what happens after we get to talk about Christian romance.
Ooh, I'm having some trouble.
Jesus.
I'm in the hot seat now.
Literally.
Yes, got me still.
But you're hot though. It's a hot seat. It's a hot seat. Think about it. Think about I'll give you some clues. Think about hot seats. Think about when people get in this seat, they're like, oh shit, this is it. I get turned on by men or women in charge. You're finished before I am. I'm the last strap on you'll ever experience. It's the electric chair.
Oh.
Yeah, right.
That is a dirty clue. Okay, I get it now.
Yeah, okay.
I was having a hard time. Okay, I'm not even.
You got to get into your right.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. Next one. You ready? You got to put your little bit of your dirty mind on just a little bit, Piper. But then
But see, that's what the problem was. My mind was on too dirty, and I couldn't get out of that. That was what I was trying to say.
You was down in the valley. You couldn't.
Yes, that was the problem.
Okay. Don't go too far now.
Okay, don't go too far. Okay.
Not too far. Here we go. Next one. Woo! I've had a lot of celebrities inside me. I have a big crack. When you're in my state, you can feel the earth move.
Oh, you like California?
California.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay.
See, that's right. Yeah, she get up out of there.
Wow.
Okay. All right. Next one. I've got a deep, dark hole. Fluid gets pulled out of me. I get drilled. What am I?
It's not the pipeline or nothing like that. Or is it Old Faithful?
What was that? I've got a deep, dark hole. Fluid gets pulled out of me.
Pulled, not poured.
I get drilled. Pulled. Pulled.
Okay.
And
I
I get drilled. Deep, dark hole.
Is it cave?
No, it's a well.
A well. Okay.
You get, look at you. Okay.
Okay. I'm trying now.
You're doing good. You're doing good. All right, next up, last one. This one you're gonna get.
Okay, let's see.
I can have a trail of blood. I have 2 big ones. I come at night. That's nasty. It's so nasty. I'm gonna read it again. Okay, so I can leave a trail of blood. I have 2 big ones. I come at night. Who am
Not
I?
a blood moon. 2 big ones. Ooh, child.
Give up?
I do give up.
A vampire.
Of course.
Of course.
Yes.
Vampire.
Of course.
Struggles of it all. So, however, you do not. Yeah, you got a dirty mind. It's clear.
Yeah, that was the problem.
Yeah, but she want to write historical Christian romance. You know what? Author's moments. What's your most urgent priority for the rest of the year?
As an author, I would say
as an author and just you being you.
Yeah, no, I have the sequel to Sweet Tea that I'm putting down at the Christmas hop. So that's my priority is putting down words for that, writing it. It's an idea that I've had in mind for about a dozen years. So I want to see the book finally.
It'll be out this year?
No, it won't be probably out until Hallmark says 2023. So, but I want to write it. So it's been in my head all of that time.
Okay, what did we hear all the way forward? Okay, so outside of the literary world, what's your most urgent priority for the rest of the year?
To be done with this term so I can sit my behind down.
She's like, I want to be done with this book, and I want to be done with everything. All right, next one, Piper, author's moments. In being a novelist, what did you learn a little too late?
Everyone is not there for you like you think they might be. Gotta pick and choose very carefully. So you might think that going in that everybody's here for you, but that's not true.
That's not true. Yeah, I had to learn that too. I was like,
yeah, it's like a hard head kind of lesson.
Yeah. Oh, that's how we doing it. Okay, then cool. No problem. Look, lesson learned.
Hey, it was me too.
Yeah. Me too. Lesson learned. I see you.
Lesson learned. I see you, and that's how it is.
That's how it is. And it's all good.
It's all good. Exactly. It's all good. I agree.
Author's moments. What are you most grateful for right now in this moment?
Being healthy and having everything that I need right now. My family members who are healthy and whatnot. So
that's what's up. If you could have tea with one fictional character, who would it be of yours?
Oh, I'm about to say, you want me to go into literary history? I would say of mine.
Of yours.
Well, I suppose it would probably be Anne Lowe because of the book that I wrote about her. So, yeah, I'd have some questions for Miss Anne Lowe for sure. In terms of that book, which will be out next year.
Yes, I was about to say her book comes out next year.
Yeah.
All right, cool. We're gonna talk a little bit about that as well because when I started, I was like, "What is?" Now, that book. Tell us a little bit about her before we go into our next questions.
The sort of quick log line is Ann Lowe, who was the black fashion designer of Jackie Kennedy's wedding gown, which is known as one of the most photographed wedding dresses in history. So
Okay,
that's a
cool.
quickie.
That's now. Are we gonna find love with her, or are we just doing her life just to document? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That didn't work out for Miss Ann.
Are we gonna read about that though? The not working out part?
Oh yeah.
Yummy. Art.
Only if you're talking about a black woman's life. Come on. You always figure out that's always going to be in there in terms of is she fine or not? And how does it not work out?
How did it not work out? I get it. I love that's all right with me. All right, cool. If you could sit down with your 15-year-old self, what would you tell her?
Leave that boy alone.
Leave that boy alone, honey.
Leave that boy alone. You are enough. You are cute. Leave him be.
Yeah.
Go on by yourself.
Go on by yourself, honey.
Child. What did I just say? Right. It's always about a black woman. Deal with them. Child.
I love it.
Too worried about that at 15 years old.
Yeah.
Mm.
I get it. All right, Office Moments. What would your pen name be?
Well, I was trying to get a pen name, but then they say the whole thing with a pen name is the point is that you're supposed to be the only one. And since I'm the only Piper Huguley, that's why I kept my name. It's my real name. I couldn't come up with anything else other than that. But I first had a pen named I thought I was going to do. Okay. That was going to be pulled upon my family names. That was Julia Hope. Julia Hope? Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, because Holt is my grandmother's maiden name, and Julia is one of my great grandmother's names.
Oh, that was hard. And you was like, nah, I'm Piper.
Yeah, because when the person asked me, they said, because I got nominated for the Golden Heart, and they said, what name you put down? And I was about to say Julia Holt, and I was like, no, I worked too hard on this. Like Miss Bev said, no, I worked too hard on this.
I worked too hard.
You were going to put my name down.
I know that's right. Piper, if you could master any instrument on earth, what would it be?
Piano.
Okay. You playing piano?
Yeah, I'm doing some research into piano. But my father played the piano, so.
That makes sense. Okay, yeah, I love that. Okay. What's the one dream that you've tucked away?
A sabbatical.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's talking, that's it. Okay.
That's it. No, that's not no to say. Y'all you say something about a list or something like that? No. A sabbatical.
Sabbatical. That is hilarious. I love it. Okay. What are you amazingly good at?
Cooking.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, she said yeah. Let me stop. Okay. What's your signature dish?
Chicken mushroom bake, I would say. Yeah.
Okay then. Yeah, Piper. I'm gonna have to come down there.
That's right.
I'm gonna have to come down there.
We both from Georgia, so.
Yeah, right, I'm from Georgia, so when I come home, I'm gonna be like, I'm going on down here to Piper's house, and stop by this college and see what he boys doing. What's one mistake you keep repeating?
Yeah, I think I alluded to that earlier. My whole tendency to trust people too much.
But we do that no more.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure.
Okay.
Because I hear I'm at this advanced age still learning that lesson. What's wrong with me?
You know what? I absolutely love it. All right. What's something that you tried that you'd never try again?
Probably be some sport or something.
Okay.
I do my workout stuff or whatever, but That's it. I'm not doing much more than that. So my husband plays racquetball. I tried to learn that. Now I'm not doing it no more.
You like, nah, I'm good. I can't keep
Yeah,
up.
during the courting stage, I was like, mm-mm.
Okay, I get it. All right, let's see. Office moments. What's the one thing you're deeply proud of but would never put on your resume? We ask some deep questions, don't we? Sometimes.
Breastfeeding my son.
Wait. Oh, is this interview over yet? It's not. How many more minutes I got? You said 10.
It wouldn't go on a resume now, would it? Mm-hmm.
Piper.
It's the truth. I am not talking about that. It's true.
So you're deeply proud of it.
Deeply.
Oh,
I made it 7 months. I want a badge. I want something. Mm-hmm.
You know
Child,
what?
because that boy, he was trying not to let. I was like, look, we are gonna make this work because I'm not paying all that money for formula. You are gonna take this breath. And he learned.
And you
People try to act like it's all natural and stuff. I tell my students all the time, I will stop class and tell my students, look, I got my PhD and I breastfed my son for 7 months. It's the same accomplishment.
it's the same. Lord have mercy. I absolutely love it. Piper, you girl, you my kind of girl. What's the last book that you couldn't put down? You like, this is so damn good. I can't put it down.
The Secret Life of the Church Ladies.
Wait, The Secret Life. Where I know the book from?
Deisha Philyaw?
I was about to say, why I know this book?
I don't know why you ain't known it. It's like a book everybody been talking about it over the past year and a half.
I'm like, why do I know this book?
Why do you know it? I thought why you don't know it. Yeah, no.
I read so many books, it just be like, oh, Jesus Christ.
It's a series of short stories.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, okay, it's all coming back to me now.
Yeah.
Anything with church stuff. Be throwing me a little bit.
Yeah.
Like I just read finished the books. Monica Walters.
Okay.
What is it? The Devil in the Church too? The Devil's in the Church too, or something? There was a whole church.
I'm gonna have to look into that.
Let me tell you now. Have your oil with you. Have your oil. Have your oil. Yes, that you have to read that. You're gonna be like, what? Have your oil ready, baby.
Okay. I'm gonna be ready.
Be ready.
Monica, what Walters you said?
Yes, Monica Walters said it, girl. You gonna hit me be like Shay. Don't do that. I tell you, gonna be like, what the hell? A mess. Piper, dead or alive? If you were hosting a dinner party and could invite 5 people from any era, who would it be?
Booker T. Washington, Zora Hurston. I probably in love. Just make sure I get Miss Ann in there for real. Alice Roosevelt Longworth, because I'm looking at her too.
Who is that?
And
well, who is that?
I done gone professorial on you.
Yeah.
She's Theodore Roosevelt's daughter. So it's a story that I'm beginning to work out of the interracial friendship between her and Booker T. Washington's daughter. They had a lot in common, and they had this friendship that was kind of like behind the scenes. And she was this very outrageous first daughter. She did all kinds of stuff she was not supposed to do. Remember, Theodore Roosevelt said, I can either run the country or I can attend to Alice, but I can't do both. She was like that.
She was like
so
that.
You have her to liven up things a bit. If I had to have somebody contemporary here, it would probably be like Michelle Obama to round things up. stuff like that.
So
But
she
I probably have a whole lot of dead people, and then one.
one live person be like, "Round this thing going out." Okay, so Michelle would be your fifth person.
Yes.
I was just like, how did you? Okay, the story with Roosevelt's
daughter and Booker T. Washington's daughter. Mm-hmm.
How did you come across that? Was you researching one of them, but then like which one and why, Gary?
Yeah, but I've been doing a long time research on the story I've been working on about Booker T. Washington. People know he had 3 wives within a 10-year time span.
What?
Yes.
Why didn't I? What?
Yes.
Girl, how you found that out? When I was coming up, they didn't have this in the history books.
I know. This is why all has to be exposed in terms of this. Yes. So my novel about his wives. Yes, because he had 3 wives within 10 years. He married his first wife in August of 1882. She had died. She had a baby. She had Portia, the daughter, and died a few months after Portia was born.
What happened to her?
That's a good question. There's 2 stories about that.
What's the story, girl?
One story says that she died of what in the 19th century dysentery, that it was some kind of, she ate something that was not good for her or something like that, and she died. But then there's this other story that I believe was more the story. I think the dysentery story was a cover story for because Tuskegee was just getting started and stuff, so he couldn't have too much scandal or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently, after she had the baby, she was feeling really good or much better because she had been very sick after. That's what they say in some of the letters. It's like she wasn't recovering well, she wasn't coming back well. So she went on a hayride and she fell off the wagon and hit her head and died.
So why they just wouldn't say that instead of trying to say it was for stuff not being insanity?
Well, because the whole aspect of her hitting the head, did she jump off the wagon or was she pushed off the wagon?
Who was she on the wagon with?
That's one of these things in terms of if she's just on this haywire. I think she had postpartum depression and the disgrace of her potentially having committed suicide might have been a thing. Now, the question is, why would she commit suicide? His second wife was the...
Okay, I'm glad I got mine.
The second wife was Olivia Davidson, who he had asked to come down to Tuskegee to help him build the college. So it was like 2 years went by after the first wife died, and then he married her. But she had been there all along.
Oh.
So I just have a little theory about how that all worked out
together. So he was somewhere cheating.
I know he's too much of a stand-up Victorian dude.
Okay.
I think he promised Fanny, his first wife, was a childhood sweetheart of his.
Right.
Back in the hometown in Malden, West Virginia. He promised Fanny he would marry her. And so he did. But that's not who he...
Olivia. And how long was they together? How you get to the third wife?
Olivia was somebody who probably should have never gotten married or had babies or nothing because she was in very frail health. So she got married, and as it was back in the day, they didn't have anything. She got pregnant right away. She had a baby. Then after she had that baby, she had another baby. And 2 days after she had that baby, there was a fire in the house. And she had to get the little girl out, her son and her newborn son out of the house in February.
She had 3 babies, 3 kids.
She had 3 babies under the age of 5 at that point. Because of his first daughter with his first wife. She was bringing her up too.
Oh, that's right. She had Portia.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
had to get them all out the house in cold February, and she took sick and died like 3 months later.
But they all got the house. Well, yeah, they got all out of the house.
But yeah, they all got out the house. Mm-hmm.
So she took sick and died.
Mm-hmm.
Old Booker T, he's too.
And so then a month after that, he meets his third wife when he's speaking at a graduation. And she comes down to Tuskegee. She was supposed to go to Prairie View. And she says in her letters, I don't know how that happened. Yes, you do. Yes, you do, Maggie. You know how that happened. You went down there after that, girl.
She
You know she did. Was fine man with all these children in need of somebody's shoe. She went down there, and a year later, she became the lady principal, and then another year after that, she was Mrs. Booker T. Washington, and don't call her nothing else neither.
How long till he died, right? Was that the last final wife?
That was the last final wife. They was married like 25, but within that 10-year span between 1882 and 1892, 3 wives.
I done had a whole
So in researching that, I learned about Portia, and the daughter is also very interesting in of herself. But I've been working on that particular. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is. You know what? Yeah,
HBCU history that we don't know.
Yeah, and I love that. Don't tell you something about romance, people. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so before, girl, you done threw me off. Okay, so this is so good because I'm all into history. Like, this is crazy. Mm-hmm. So, Piper, I'm about to call you Portia. Piper. This is about to bring us to the end of our interview. We have one question left. Mm-hmm. But before we do our last questions, I want to say it was such an honor to meet you and talk to you. And this was so freaking good.
Yes, it was fun. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. So before we ask our last question, let everybody know all things Piper, where they can go and first of all and get your latest novel, where they can get anything that's anything about Piper, your social media, your website, all the good stuff. Where can we find you?
Okay, yeah, my web address is piperhuguley.com, just the name.com, where there's some background history in terms of some of the things that I have worked on. And that's my Twitter handle. And then Facebook is Piper G. Huguley, and Instagram is Piper_Huguley. And you said what else? Other stuff on it. Oh yeah, where you can buy sweet tea at Target. You can buy sweet tea at Walmart. It's going to be a mass market edition coming out next year, and at all bookstores and independent bookstores, they will have it or order it for you gladly. And please pre-order the Enlow book. It's undergoing a title change now, so I believe it's going to be called Best Kept Secret. And that will be coming out next June 7th.
All right, sounds good. Awesome. I absolutely love it. All right, Piper. If you were writing a book about your life, what would the title be?
See, we're just going through all this stuff with the title about Ann Lowe's book. Now I'm trying to come up with a title. So, in the name of the ancestors.
That's nice. In the name of the ancestors. Oh, that's what's ladies and gentlemen, award-winning bestseller author, Miss Piper Huguley. Thank you so much for joining us, Piper.
Thank you, Shay. Thank you, everybody.
Such a treat. Hold one second for me, Piper. I'll be right back. All right. All right, Brown Book Series. If you love the interview, and I know you did, please like, subscribe, and tell a friend. Every Wednesday, 6 o'clock, we're right here. All right, y'all know the routine. 6 o'clock, you're right here with me, the Brown Book Series. At 7 o'clock, we're going on over to Reese Ryan's channel for Authors Behind the Pages. And after we play with Reese at 7 o'clock, at 8 o'clock, we cruise on over to Cruise Radio with Iris Boland for Iris Moments. And make sure you check out Sarah McLean's Faded Nate Wednesdays, Romance Wednesdays. That's that's what we do. Thanks again for Piper Huguley for joining us. And make sure you go check out Raw. The Raw experience is awesome. It's going to be so wonderful that you do not want to miss. Go to our website, www.rawexperience.com, and that's RRAW experience.com. I'm not going to tell y'all who are going to be there. It's on the website. Go check it out. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to love it. It's going to be hot. Anyway, see you guys next week. God bless.
Brown Book Series presents Raw Romance Readers and Writers Experience. Save the date, October 28th and 29th, 2022. Brown Book Series presents Raw Romance Readers and Writers Experience, October 28th and 29th, 2022. At the Westin Old Town, Alexandria, featuring some of your favorite romance authors: Brenda Jackson, Beverly Jenkins, Iris Bowling, Deborah Fletcher Mello, and so much more. The Raw experience will include book signings, meet and greet, photo ops, vendors, shopping, surprise celebrity guests, and live performances. Registration is wide open at brownbookseries.com. Save the date, October 28th and 29th, 2022. Brown Book Series presents Raw Experience.
Open up your brown book, baby. It's for you, it's for us. The fantasies, no one can judge us, no one can judge us. This is for us. Open up your brown book, baby.